Hi friends, welcome. I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and it's time for some creative ink. It's time to get inspired. It's time for us to create some beautiful cards and time to share those cards with someone special. So come on in, say hello, and I think I'm just a minute late today. Yay! Okay, I actually was ready, but I was just kind of like fussing with my desktop a little bit, cleaning it off and everything, and getting rid of all those smudge marks and everything on my desktop. So come on in and say hello. It's Friday, August 16th. 2024, and the weekend is here. So it's warm today, but the sun is shining and it's gorgeous. I don't think there's any humidity, so that's a good plus, right? Well, hi Shirley, welcome. We are going to be using this gorgeous Mediterranean Blooms designer paper. It's what we used on Wednesday's cards. So I'll share those in case you missed it. You're going to want to go back and see Wednesday's live because it uses a card sketch from the 24 to 25 annual catalog. And pretty much my catalog opens to the card sketches because I pretty much have it open to that all the time. So we use card sketch number 11 down here in the annual catalog. And one thing you guys are going to be happy to know, there are more card sketches in the mini catalog, not just cards, tag sketches as well. So Stampin' Up! Has really stepped up their game, providing us with more tools on how to be creative. I love it. So actually, I got to start looking at the mini catalog sketches and start sharing them with you as well. So, okay, let's get started because it's Friday. We all got things to do for the weekend, right? Okay, hi Colleen, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So here's that gorgeous Mediterranean Blooms designer paper. I love the blue designs. Kind of just reminded me of our trip to Italy several years ago. Just seeing those kind of like tile works. And then the lemons. You can't go to Italy without seeing groves of lemon trees and olives too. So olive oil is a big thing over there, but limoncello. If you've never tried limoncello, you have to give it a try once. It's fabulous. Okay, hi Donna, welcome, and Pat, welcome. Oh yes, and I was just like a minute or 2 minutes late, Pat. Okay, so these are the cards we did on Wednesday's live, okay? So this is card sketch number 11, just really simple, easy, blocking, color blocking, and I just embossed the card base with the distress tile embossing folder, and then really made the inside really pretty. And of course, this is fussy cut as well, and added some blingy ribbon there. So, and my team member got me into doing the orange with the blue. So I'm kind of glad that I have a card with that in there. Here's another one. So this is kind of like, I actually did 2 cards at once. So I would cut, trying to think what the measurements, I think it was 3 inches by 4.5 was the measurement. I would start at a piece of paper and I would layer 2 up and cut them at once. And I cut down in the middle at 1.5, and then I just cut off 1 3/4 inch blocks on opposite ends. So that way, if you're showing up the paper, it kind of looks a little better. Or you could really make these blocks equal distance apart, whatever you wanted to do. But I thought it was kind of interesting to have one smaller than the other, okay? So there's those, and here's another one. Here's one with like boho blue. And here's another one. This one's got the balmy blue card base. I like this one here. I kind of like this crisp white look right here. So I think that one's my favorite. Well, again, I almost like this one too with the lemon lally card base. I love lemon lally with this, and then pair it with daffodil delight. Can you see that hint of daffodil delight? And here's another one here. So okay, so that was Wednesdays with the card sketch. Look at all these cards I have ready to go. All right, so today, let me just set these somewhere else. And before I forget about it, if you place a $50 order and use my house code, you get this free pack of cards. And it was, you could see a sample of the cards in my newsletter. It was card sketch number 28. You're going to get 4 cards to complete with an autumn theme. So there's leaves in there, but we're using like the Christmas paper, that Season of Green and Gold Christmas paper. And you can see that, you can go back and check out the YouTube, but I ran it through there. We did a video on it, but that's what my thank you gift is for this month, for the month of August, okay? And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter if you have never subscribed. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you to go to my website, createwithnancy.com, and hit that subscribe button, okay? Because that's where you get some bonus tutorials for you to print off and to always have. So we're going to use today this beautiful lemon, we're going to use this lemon paper. So I've already fussy cut my lemons out, okay? And I've already die cut this piece of basic white cardstock, or not die cut, embossed it with the 3D distressed tile. And we kind of go through measurements, all right? So let's start with our card base, and then we'll kind of build it up from there, all right? So we're first starting with, so I've done this same card with Lemon Lolly. So we'll compare whether we like the Daffodil Delight or the Lemon Lolly better, okay? So our card base is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, standard card base, okay? And we're going to pull in our trimmer here. So let's move this other stuff aside. Here we go. And I got to think about the measurements here for a second. I'm going to move my measurements so I can see them. Okay, we don't even need to open up our trimmer. So our first score mark is going to be 2 3/4. Okay, so we're going to score at 2 3/4. Because that's half of 5 1/2, okay? And then we're going to go down to 5 1/2. So 2 3/4 and then 5 1/2. Those are our only 2 score marks, all right? So, you know what? And while we have this here, let's trim this one. I'll tell you the measurements when we get to it. This is simply going to be 3 inches and 6 inches, okay? And that's it. We're all done with our trimmer. So let's put some burnish lines on this card base. So what I recommend is just if your scoring's off, because the scoring just kind of breaks down the fibers a little bit, so you can burnish it a little bit better. So let's make sure it's nice and even and get a nice burnish on there. All right, so this is our card front. Do I like that? I'm off. Hang on. Let me do this again. I think some reason I feel like it's off. Let me just re-burnish that. Let's look at that. Okay, that's better. So here's my score line. So what I'm going to do now is take this, and I want that to line up with this fold well as well, okay? That's good. So before I burnish that, just hold on to it tight. Give that a good burnish. And I almost forgot what we're doing, okay? This is called the double Z fold, okay? Fun fold. So that's what it is. So this is a Z fold. So you can see that it looks like a Z, right? There we go. And we're going to do a double. So that's where this is going to come on to make it a double Z fold, okay? All right. So let's, let me just do something there. Okay, so let's decorate this up. So I've got 2 pieces of designer paper. And so if you have like a nice scenery type paper, you might want to consider cutting a 4-inch strip and working your way across. Let me see if I can get these to line up, because I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if I cut these in succession or not. I might have used 2 different pieces. Does that look? I think I used 2 different pieces, so it doesn't matter. But if you had definitely a design, you might want to cut them in succession, okay? Start with the bigger one and work your way down. Okay, so let's add some liquid glue to this, okay? My glue tip came out, and I even have, if you stick to the end, I even have some samples to show you a sneak peek of some of the designer paper from the mini catalog, okay? Let's see, I can't remember what we are going to use. It's Snowy Day, I think it's what it's called. My little nozzle is plugged, and I lost the little stopper for this one. I'm not sure where it went because I had detached it. So it's going to go, well, let's see. For some reason, it just feels like it's coming out kind of hard. I'm squeezing with all my might here. Let's have an air pocket or something. Okay, so let's adhere this. This has about a 1/4 inch border around, okay? Oh, I got glue on here. Hang on. I went and cleaned all the glue gunk off my desk too today before we went live. Okay, are you liking the daffodil with that paper? All right, Donna, I'm so glad to see you here. Let's see, let's do this. Just feel like this is like not working the greatest. Okay, so we're gonna, oh, I almost forgot to tell you. So this piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4. This piece is 2.5 by 4 inches tall, so 2.5 wide. Let's put this down. Here we go. And then this one's 2.5 by 4 1/4, or 4 inches, excuse me. Did I say 4 1/4? 4 inches. We're 4 inches tall. The card base is 4 1/4. My brain's going a mile a minute. And if you got my newsletter, that's what I'm thinking of all the good deals I got today. I went to one of my customers. If you got my newsletter, she recently passed away and her family is selling her stuff. So make sure to check out my newsletter. They've got some great deals for everybody. So you can go check that out. Okay, there we go. So there's one Z-fold done. All right, so let's pull this in. So this is 3 inches wide by 9 inches, and we scored at 3 and 6 inches. All right, so this we want to fold up. Oh, look at that. They all line up. You want all of your edges and fold to line up perfectly. So they did good. Must have done a good job of scoring. So let's just burnish these so they're a little bit better. Okay, now this is where you want to think about it, okay? So we kind of want to get that Z going. So just kind of remember that when you're putting this on, okay? Because, so you know how a Z starts, so think about how a Z is, okay? So you're getting it in the correct way, all right? So we are going to, we're going to put something on this first, okay? We're gonna layer up the front part first because it's just easier. So we know we want this. You can kind of like set it so it mimics it, all right? So this here is just gonna get a simple piece of white cardstock, and this is simply 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 inches square. Okay, so let's just put this on. We're not going to do any stamping because there's not a lot of room to stamp, so I'm just leaving it blank. And if you really wanted to, this center panel over here, you could add some greeting there, but we're going to also put this piece of designer paper here to really make it pretty. So let's add this, and this is 2 3/4 inches square as well. All right, there we go. And now we're to our front. So let me think here. This piece here is, pretty sure it's this is 2 3/4 inches as well. The piece that I've got with the dry embossing on it. All right. So we're going to add this to a piece of lemon lolly because, you know, it's the front of the card, so we want to have a little bit of layering going on. I need a different glue. This glue is driving me nuts. Let's pull this out. We're going to pull in the green glue. It's a lot bigger bead. So we're layering 2 7/8. So the lemon lolly is 2 7/8. We're just going up 1/8 of an inch, and then we're going to layer it onto this piece of Daffodil Delight. And I kept these layers all the same: daffodil, daffodil, and daffodil, and then brought in a little bit of contrast with the lemon lolly. And we're actually going to yeah, we're going to keep that flat. Okay, we're going to dimensionalize the lemons. So let's do that because this is kind of a thick card, okay? So keep that in mind too for mailing purposes. All right. So what we're gonna do is kind of squish this up. All right. This is the front. All right. So, and we're going to glue it down on here. So let's add some glue on here. And it doesn't matter because we don't have our lemons on there right yet, so it doesn't matter which way is going which. Okay, and we're going to just center it onto that square. All right, give that a minute so you can see that it's just all centered on there. Okay, so let's give that a minute. Maybe while that's drying a minute, let's add some dimensionals to this here. It really is an easy card to make. I think once you make one and feel confident about it, you'll just have fun doing all kinds of designs with this. Because once I made one, then it was easy to pull in, you know, another piece of designer paper or a stamp set, whatever, you know, you would like to do. Okay, let me just, yeah, we're good. Okay, so we've got our front. So how are we going to get this to all line up? So our next step is we're going to put some adhesive on here, and then we're going to just center it on this back panel. All right. And let me just kind of, I should be zooming in here for you guys a little bit more. Okay, so let's just add some glue on here. This is the way I found doing it in this type of steps, so it was easy for me to just adhere everything and glue everything. Okay, so make sure you know you've got this going in the right way. All right, you want this fold here on the left hand side and the opening on the right, and then we are just going to center it. It can be approximate, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll give that a minute for it to adhere. All right, so then now we're going to open this up and we're going to attach this to here. So don't do what I did for the first one I did. Oh, I got overly zealous and I put glue all over this panel because you see it's only going to adhere to this little bit. You don't want glue here, okay? So let me just close this up. I don't know. You can kind of see. Can you kind of see? There's like from here to here. You do not need glue on. So the easiest way I think is if you pull out some tear tape, okay, and add some tear tape here. And I do another one just a little bit closer because this card's got a lot of movement. Love using my scissors. Okay, and then on here, you're just going to go from the width of this. All right, let me just cut. Don't go the whole width. You can see because you only want the width of this second Z fold. Okay. Okay, is everybody with me so far? Are you feeling like this is easy to create? Okay, so let's peel off our tear tape. Okay. And you're just going to simply fold it over. How simple is that? Easy peasy, right? There, now we've got our Z-fold. Look at that. Double Z-fold. Okay, let's add our lemons to this, and then this card is done. And then I'll share with you, I've got 6 other color schemes using this paper. So I use every single design in this package to inspire you. And so you can see that you can do the whole package like this and use your paper effectively, because there's nothing worse than only using one design out of a package of paper and letting all the rest sit there. So you gotta just use it all, go and make them all. Okay, so let's just throw that on there, the lemons, and let's grab some bling here. And I was just looking, here's something, I gotta show you guys these right here. These are coming out in the next mini catalog. I'm anxious, you know, I haven't really even opened them up. I'm anxious, I haven't had time to play with these, but they are kind of like a, I don't know, what do we call them? They're called wooden or woven golden leaves. They kind of remind me like screen, you know, like your window screen, but they're really like netting, but a thick heavy-duty netting. But these are fabulous, and they say that you can color them with your Stampin' Blends. Aren't those going to be fun to add to some projects this fall? So that's on my next list to create with. Okay, so let's go back to our card. Whoops, we got a leaf here, and then one more thing on these. How many are in here? There's 75 of these in a package. So lots of creating, and there's different textures too. Here's one. Here's one. So they have them kind of like plain, and then here's one that you can kind of see like the vein. See the vein in that versus this? So it is a little bit different. I think these are cool. I don't think they're that expensive either, which I'm surprised. All that laser cutting, probably what they used. Whoops, here's another leaf. Okay, I regress well, right? Okay, let's add some bling to this. Let's grab our pick tool and let's get some bling on here. Let's see, let's add one here, and then let's add another one up here, and let's put a medium size down here. There we go. I love this. Okay, and then here's the completed envelope right there. And let's look at some more samples, okay? Gotta find my top. This is the problem. See, I took my little top thing off because it's always flopping around, but I don't know where this went. I've been really good about it. Okay, let's look at the lemon lolly. So what do you think? Do you like the daffodil or the lemon lolly card base? So they're really pretty much the same. There we go. Maybe I'll zoom back out now that we are done creating. All right, so let me know in the comments. Hi Betty, welcome. Do you like the lemon lolly or the daffodil delight? And really, these are not hard to fussy cut, okay? Okay, let's look at some other color schemes. So here's this one. So that's why I kind of went to the Daffodil Delight, because I use lemon lolly here. I wanted to have I like to use a different color for every design. So here's the this kind of blue design on the back, and there's the inside that I used. All right, here's my envelope. Here's this one, the balmy blue with the oranges. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's what I did there. Okay, this one's totally orange with the pumpkin pie card base. And there's the little tiny flowers in there. So you got a Floridian type person, or just, it's summer, right? Here's this one. The blue and the orange go well together, I think. There's that, and then finally here's this one right here, blue and blue with the lemons. But do you want to see more? Okay, I talked about a sneak peek for the holiday catalog, right? So does anybody have a favorite of these? Especially like to know what your ones you think of this, whether you like the daffodil or the lemon lolly card base. Okay, let's get a sneak peek. You know, I should have I'm pretty sure this is like the Snowy Days designer paper. Let's start with this one. Okay, so this paper has these snow globes. There's like these small ones. And then, let me see if I can find the paper. I might have put that away. What did I do with that? Here we go. Okay, let's look at the paper a minute, and then you get a true picture what this is all about. I've been using it, so I'm not sure how organized it is. So we have some candy canes, and the reverse side are all these little tiny houses that you could fussy cut, right? Or, I don't know, maybe a die would cut some of them out. I'm not quite sure. Or great background for some paper. So here's the little globes, and they're not hard to fussy cut at all. So you could have lots of fun doing that. And who doesn't love penguins and snowmen? So cute, cute. Here's the flip side. These beautiful green looking kind of like pool party snowflakes, garden green and pool party. And then, of course, the cute little penguins. So, and then we have, you know, kind of like a modern looking forest of trees here. And I'm not sure what the colors are in here, whether it's pumpkin pie. Okay, and then we have this kind of like candy stripe, right? With, there's a little bit of petal pink, poppy parade, and garden green in that. And then the flip side is that holly, right? Or mistletoe. And I'm not sure. Is it holly or mistletoe? And I think this is my favorite. This is like poppy parade and petal pink, this plaid. Backside are these cute little snowmen that are a little bigger. And you could fussy cut. All right, we've seen that. Did I miss any? I think that's it. So that is called the Snowy Scenes paper. Okay, Betty loves the darker yellow. Donna loves the pumpkin pie. Oh, good for you. Pumpkin pie is nice. Okay, so that, oh, and that's where we missed. Here's the big globes, okay? So a lot bigger. So these are fun too on a card. And then there's petal pink snowflakes on the back. All right. So I'm making a swap card with this. So I'll share with that after I've mailed it. Okay. So as you can see, I've started to fussy cut my globes. Okay, so let's move that out of the way, and then let's go to this. So also in this suite is, so I took the background and used our snowflake embossing folder, and then I fussy cut the globe, and then there's these sweet snowflakes. Look at those cute little snowflakes, and they come in this container. I don't know, how many does it say? There's like hundreds in here, right here. They're thicker than you think. It's kind of like I don't know, they're kind of like little plastic type, hard plastic, soft plastic. Oh, I'm getting snowflakes. And there's I believe 3 different sizes. Okay, you might get some that, you know, that are missing a snowflake. Okay, but you know what, there's so many here. Yeah, they kind of like, if you could cut them off, they break very easily. Okay. Okay, so these are fun. So don't miss out on these snowflakes, adding them to your projects. I got snowflakes all over the place. And I just put them on with my liquid glue. Okay. You just need a little dot, and then set it on there and let it dry. Okay. It stays on there really well. All right. Okay, so here I added a tag. So this is what you could do to your cards too. Just put a little tag there, and it's kind of a thick card. So you probably definitely need, let's do this. Oh, here's another snowflake. Man, they flew all over my desk. Let's put this in. Let's see how thick this really is, okay? I have this handy dandy letter thing. And yeah, it's thick. So you definitely, it won't even go through. You definitely need extra postage, okay? This is, I think, like a 1/4 inch. So you have to keep your stuff like a 1/4 inch or less. So keep that in mind on how many, probably if I had put this flat, but I like the dimension on it, all right? I put dimensionals on that and here. Okay, let's look at the penguin. I only made 2 samples with this because I have just a little bit and I'm making swaps, all right? And I didn't want to run out of paper. So here's this one with the penguins that I fussy cut. And then I took my Stamp and Blend and I simply just colored the top of the snowflake, and I didn't even like have to run the brush over it. All I had to do was set it on there, the brush tip on there, and it colored it. I just moved it around in a couple different places, and that way it's not ruining the tip of your blend there. And pretty much did the same thing. So I put a small little mini globe there, and so I think these things, I think they're adorable. What a fun card when you really want to make something special for somebody. Yes, Betty, you could definitely make shaker cards with these as well. And yeah, definitely. So don't forget these. I think, I'm not sure if they're with the snowy scene. I can't remember where they are in the catalog, but pay attention to those little things. So, okay, everybody, I hope you love this. So if you're watching and you're new to my channel, make sure you go and subscribe to my newsletter so you can get all the details of what's happening in the Stampin' Up! World. And did you guys see my Northern Lights photos? Oh my goodness, on my bucket list. Let me know too. I forgot to write that in the newsletter. Let me know if you've ever seen the Northern Lights. I know Pat has. She saw them earlier this year, but I was just flabbergasted that we saw them, and they weren't visible to the naked eye. You really had to take a photo with your camera to see the beautiful colors in it. So so you just kind of see like hints of color in the clouds, but when you took that photo, it just lit it up. So so make sure you do that. Okay, I think I'm winded here. Oh, thank you, Pat. Great time. Yes, have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to be stamping, hopefully doing a blog post this weekend, working on some swaps that are due, and lots of stuff. My list is endless, so thanks for joining me. I so appreciate you. You help keep me inspired by coming and commenting and sharing my videos with others too as well. So, so anyways, thanks so much, everybody. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.